This is Fast and Furious, a place where epic fails flourish. I show you the mistakes made by others so that you don't do the same. G'day guys, Miracle Max here. Very quick, fast and furious. Not the fault of a mechanic this time, which is excellent. Fault of a customer, unfortunately. Misfueling, putting the wrong fuel into the wrong vehicle. What's going to happen? Let's have a look. This vehicle has now left my workshop. I had to get onto it fairly quickly, and it came in on the weekend. I was working during the week at the college, so I had to do it during the night. So unfortunately I didn't get a chance to film it, but I'll fill in the blanks with courtesy of Google. This vehicle is a 2015 Volkswagen Multivan. That one there, with a 2-litre diesel engine in it, common rail diesel. Oops, big mistake. Problem being is the customer pulled into the petrol station up against the Bowser and filled it up. Bit of a brain fart, put in unleaded into his diesel powered car. How much did he put in? 80 litres? The entire tank full, okay? It was pretty much bone dry. The whole lot was unleaded. He started driving down the road, then all of a sudden cough fart, and eventually it stopped. As soon as he realised his mistake, he pulled over, turned the key off, which was a good thing to do. He then got a tilt tray truck to come in and bring it to my workshop. I brought it in, and unfortunately these don't have an access panel to the top of the fuel tank. I had to pull the whole tank out. Boy, just keep in mind, 80 litres, guys, that damn thing was heavy. Fortunately, I've got a bike lift that I use to pull out fuel tanks. So I was able to lower it down. I could drain out a lot of the fuel. Eventually, I ended up using the pump itself that's in the tank, the low pressure pump, to get rid of the rest of the fuel. So once I drained all the fuel out of the system, it was time to replace the filter. Check it out. Look at it. It's massive. That fella there, non-genuine, was $80 odd, okay? Genuine, wouldn't even hazard a guess. It'd blow your mind. Okay, so that had to be replaced. Of course, common rail diesel, very susceptible to air, and you can't just hit the key on these. You've got to prime it a certain way. So what I did was, while the tank was down on the ground, I was able to power it up with a little battery that I carry, and I could power up the pump and just prime the whole system, pulled off the return line, allowed the fuel to come through. After feeling confident about priming the fuel system, I went to start it. The stupid thing wouldn't start. What's going on? Well, keep in mind, these later model vehicles need a good clean 12 volts at the ECU before they'll even consider firing up. Otherwise the injectors will not work. They just will not listen to the ECU. After I charged the battery overnight, away she went, not a problem. But what's the big deal about putting unleaded into a common rail diesel engine? Don't you just drain the fuel and away you go? Well guys, common rail diesel engines, especially nowadays, have extremely tight tolerances, particularly in the pump and the injectors and fuel systems there. Worst case scenario, the pump can actually seize up, or valves can get stuck so that the thing just runs away. Unleaded is extremely abrasive, and it'll just chop through all the valve systems like nothing, like butter. In actual fact, in time it could create a bit of a paste made up of metal particles, which will actually seize valves and create all sorts of problems, either stopping and never starting again, or in fact doing the opposite, doing a thing called run away. I'll leave a link below to a description of what running away diesel means. The customer has now put in a claim to the insurance company. Believe it or not, this happens all the time, and insurance companies are aware of it. Make sure it's in your policy, guys. It's not a bad idea, particularly if you own a diesel vehicle, common rail diesel that is. So fortunately this guy at the moment, it seems to be operating fine, but hey, further down the track, it could be next week, 6 months down the track, that metal particles that have clearly gone through it already, the abrasive nature of unleaded. Keep in mind that diesel has a very high oil content, and the flash point is totally different to unleaded. So when unleaded goes through the system, it can create all sorts of knocks and damage to the engine itself. If a common rail diesel runs away, that means the end of the motor, guys. It just takes off and refuses to stop. About the only thing that you can do is try and block the air intake, smash the pump, or just run like hell. So in this particular case, hopefully the customer has been able to rescue the vehicle by quickly turning it off and getting it towed to the workshop for work to be done on it. There's no guarantees in this case, guys. There's a sticker on the side of the flap that says diesel, okay? Make sure you pay attention to it. You might be having a bad day, but focus on that, guys. It could cost you, who knows, thousands and thousands of dollars. I read one report that said up to $15,000 to have all the components replaced. So for a 5-second brain fart, you could be spending the rest of your life paying off a huge big bill. I hope this video has been useful to you guys, particularly those who own common rail diesel engines. Be aware, it's easy to get caught out. If you enjoyed this video, guys, don't forget to subscribe, that big red button, give it a like, and always comment down below. Don't forget about that little notification bell. You don't want to miss any future videos either. So until next time, guys, this is Miracle Max signing off. I'll catch you later.